Hey Chipola, we're here today with Kylie Justice from the Brain Bowl team, and he's going to tell us a little bit today about what Brain Bowl is, kind of being a part of the science program, and all that good stuff. So tell us kind of what is Brain Bowl?
So basically, it's schools go against each other in like competitive question answering. So, like, let's say like the answer was or a question about like I don't know something about history. It would like have a whole bunch of clues about history, like several sentences before it gets to like the actual question, and you have to figure out what the answer is beforehand, or try to at the very least before the other team gets it and buzzes in. But yeah, other than that, it'd be a lot easier if I could actually show you guys, but I can't here.
Oh,
So.
yeah. Do you get any prizes or any awards or anything for the?
We used to before the pandemic, but since we have to do things over the internet, it's hard to like give people books or some cash prizes or whatever. So
Right.
we can't really do that anymore. But we the main prize would be like a trophy for Chipola or something like that. But yeah.
Okay. So are there any levels to it, like any preliminaries or anything?
Yeah, so different competitions or tournaments have different levels assigned to them. So early in the year, we usually have easier level tournaments, and it progressively gets harder and harder until it gets to state and like national competitions and stuff like that, which is when we used to go to Chicago, but obviously we can't now since the
Right.
pandemic happened. So.
Well, hopefully things will get back to normal pretty soon and kids can start actually traveling and competing and stuff.
Definitely.
So, what got you interested in Brain Bowl here at Chipola?
Well, in high school, my English teacher just randomly just found me in the hallway and asked if I wanted to be on the Brain Bowl team at Cottondale, and I had no clue what it was, and I just accepted, and I kind of fell in love with it after that, and obviously Mr. Young, which is the head of the Brain Bowl here, Mr. Stan Young, he teaches statistics and stuff. He noticed that I was pretty good when we have competitions here at Chipola for high school. So then, I just kind of started coming to practices here when I was in high school, and that's pretty much how it progressed. So.
Okay. So, from my understanding of it, it's kind of like Jeopardy a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Jeopardy, but you don't answer in the form of a question. Right. You just say the answer when you
Okay.
buzz in.
So, when you talk about Brain Bowl, what is something that you would kind of try to tell kids to get them interested in it?
Oh, well, really, if you just want to show off how much you know, I guess, it's all about ego. But but really, it's a fun experience. You get to travel, meet a lot of new people, and go to places like Orlando and Chicago and Atlanta sometimes for national tournaments, and really, it's just a lot of fun.
So getting back to the Jeopardy aspect of it, are the questions very random? Like the categories very random?
They're
Jeopardy?
very like you can be asked anything. Like there's not necessarily one thing you have to study. Like there's some commonalities. Like a lot of literature comes up, but it's not always going to be literature. It can be science. It can be pop culture. I remember getting a question about Zootopia one time when I won my county competition in high school, and yeah, and so it can just come out of the blue for anything.
Okay. So you don't have to necessarily be a science major to be a part of the
No,
Brain
you
Bowl
can
team.
you can just love pop culture, and you can be a pretty good player if you really wanted to. If you wanted to like solely focus on pop culture. Obviously, like pop culture doesn't come up as much as like literature or science or something like that, but
Right.
it does come up quite a bit. So.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool, especially if kids, there's a lot of times people think that if you're so deep into academics that you don't really get the experience of being able to keep in touch with pop culture. So it's a pretty good wide array of things. So are there any tips that you can give anybody who's interested in Brain Bowl for studying?
Right. So there's this website called QuizDB, and what it allows you to do is read questions like just from random packets in the past, and you can see what comes, like what phrases or words come up for different answers on stuff. Like, for instance, like the musician Scott Joplin a lot his work, the entertainer, comes up a lot for him. So if you hear it in the question, you might be able to get it earlier than most people. But,
Okay.
yeah. Really, you don't have to know a whole bunch to get into Brain Bowl. You just have to learn commonalities in questions to be able to get it pretty fast.
Right,
So.
and good studying
Mhm.
skills. So, from my understanding, there is a team A and team B.
Mhm.
So, you guys kind of practice with each other?
Yeah, we practice with each other, but when we go into competitions, we play separately, obviously. So it's
Right.
4-person to a team. This past competition, it's called the Delta Burke, which was originally hosted by Valencia College in Orlando, but we had to stay at our school and a whole mess over the internet. But I forgot where I was going with that.
Right. So you were letting me know about them zooming, and that kind of brings me to earlier we were talking about how things have changed with the pandemic.
Mhm.
Um, how's Brain Ball handling that exactly?
So we're using this website called Discord, which was originally like a website
For gamers,
Yeah, for
yeah.
people who play video games and stuff. But now we're using it as like the moderators are using it to read questions over the voice channel, and then we have to type in buzz and press enter for our buzzing instead of using like a traditional buzzer set how we usually would. But yeah, that's pretty much the only difference is we're just doing it over the internet now. So there's been some growing pains to that process. Like a lot of people aren't as tech savvy.
Right.
So a lot of older people who are the coaches for the teams have struggled to adjust to it. But other than that, it's getting there. It's going pretty smoothly as possible anyway. But
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get back to having it regularly
Mhm.
soon. But thank you for coming in today
Oh, yeah.
and talking with us a little bit about that. And we'll see y'all later.